Yeah. So we're gonna start first with Patrick Murphy.
Hey, Aidan, good to talk to you. I'm curious, just your kind of initial thoughts, first game in the Champions League last week, what you thought of that kind of competition versus MLS, and what you expect in leg 2 when you guys have such a big advantage.
Give me a second. Let me just unmute him. There you go. Aidan, can you answer your question now?
So yeah, I mean, it's a special thing being part of CONCACAF, especially for me, just my second year in the league. Coming off as an MLS Cup champs, we carry a lot of weight on our back, and we're excited to kind of take that same kind of intensity and desire into this tournament. But I could say for the whole group, we're all excited. But it's definitely a different feeling out there. Traveling to Nicaragua, it's something unique, and it's a cool experience. And finishing business over there 4-0 was nice, and now we'll kind of direct our focus more to this home leg of it. So yeah, we're excited.
And there's always kind of this stereotype that American teams, there's that get CONCACAF, especially on the road. Obviously, you guys picked up several yellow cards. Did you feel like there was a disadvantage playing on the road, even though you're not playing in front of fans, stuff like that?
I mean, everyone uses the term, yeah, exactly, like getting CONCACAF, but just say it's a different style and it's a different intensity. I wouldn't say it's more intense or less intense than MLS, but it's just different, and the refs, who knows if they play a part or they don't. But yeah, I mean, we can just control the controllables. I think that's the most important thing.
We're gonna go next with Jacob Myers.
Hey, Aidan, good to talk to you, man. I'm just curious, it's the first time we've talked to you since MLS's Cup. After that appearance, how important did you think this offseason was for you to build off of that? And where have you and the coaching staff kind of really focused in on your game?
This last offseason was important, just obviously the soccer aspect, just to touch up on some details and, expand my game and reach different levels, but, also just wind down. It was a long year involving COVID and everything, and just to go home and enjoy some family time and not always have to be on our toes and everything was nice. But for this year, I mean, I wouldn't say there's anything like specific that in general trying to push. Just overall, like things pop up in practice where I know I can improve on, and my support staff, the coaches, Caleb does really well with kind of pointing those things out to me and keep me progressing in the right direction. So yeah.
And you've only played a handful of games, but I'd imagine maybe you can reflect on it a bit now. How much did that appearance, I guess, just boost your confidence that you can play at this level coming into this year?
What appearance?
The MLS Cup game.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. I mean, words can't describe it. It was a unique, special experience to have my family there and to play in front of an amazing crowd like we have and our fans. Being in a part of the academy, having that fan base there and playing in such a important kind of scenery, I guess, was an amazing experience. And we only build off of it this year, and you kind of that fueled my fire a little bit. So yeah.
Thanks.
We're gonna go next with Ori Benatar.
Hey, Aidan, good to see you. I just wanted to ask you, you've got a lot of people now that, know about your play through that MLS Cup final appearance and playing that game last Thursday, people around the league talking about you and as being one of these academy products that is on their way to potentially being an MLS star. How do you sort of handle people discussing you in that way? And is it more of a humbling experience for you?
To be honest with you, I try to not really focus on a lot of it. The kind of everyone, talking about me. It's awesome, give me support and hype me up. But I try to kind of filter it out and not look at it as much as I can, and just try to stay in the present. Every practice is important. So I think just focusing on every next practice, every next game, every detail, every next pass, every touch. So I mean, and the stuff comes with it, the hype and the talk. And so yeah, I try to filter it out. I have a good support at home and everyone to kind of always keep me humble. So yeah, I mean, I do my best, but I really do appreciate all the support from everyone and everything.
Thanks.
Thank you. We're gonna go with Patrick Murphy.
Aidan, when we talked to Caleb, I think on Monday, he said, the group would kind of prepare for this game and the Philly game on Sunday. I'm curious just how this week has gone in training for you guys, knowing you have a big lead. You don't want to give that up, but you also have a big game with the season opener on Sunday against Philly.
It's tricky. It's 100%. It's tricky. It's just weighing things, and it's the fine details, I think, this week in terms of preparing a group enough to kind of maintain but dominate the game tomorrow, and also preserve some legs for the upcoming game Sunday as well, which is massively important. So I think it's difficult, but I think Caleb did a really good job at kind of paneling through a bunch of stuff involving Philly and Real Esteli. So yeah, I think we're ready. I think we're prepared, and I think we're in a good headspace all around.
Jacob Myers.
Aidan, I just wanted to follow up. I think we talked about this maybe last year some, but how instrumental have Darlington and Artur kind of been in your first year? And now you have a guy like Perry, MLS veteran as well. How has that whole group kind of helped you?
Massively. I mean, I can't even touch on how many things they've all helped me with along the ways, but it's not even just like my 2 years here, my second year here. It's from being in the academy, working with Artie there, working with midfielders before, but Darlington does a great job going over film with me and help me out in games and practices, just telling me little things, and it all adds up, and I owe a lot of my kind of performance to them in the final, helping me along the way and encouraging me and just working through just little nicks in my game. So yeah, I owe a lot to them, and of course Caleb as well. And it's not just the midfield as well. It's guys like Josh, it's guys like Jonah as well from everywhere on the field. They're all investing in me, which I really appreciate and I acknowledge. So yeah, I'm grateful.
Hey Artur, good to talk to you, man. With such a quick turnaround and some players being injured, which certainly impacts how much the club can kind of rotate a little bit, is there an importance in this game to come out quickly again and look to lock up a result early so you maybe can preserve some energy for Sunday's game?
Hey Jacob, good to talk to you again. Yeah, I think so. I think with whenever the schedule is too tight, it's good for us to try to manage the best way possible. And with the injuries and short games in between, it's always good to get the result earlier whenever we can, so we can rest players that needed to rest. We can try to be safe. And of course, this game is also another one we have a good advantage. It's not we didn't win the game yet, but we have a good advantage, and we gotta be smart about it, and we gotta play the right way to be safe with the players and also to secure the result.
And how have you felt after getting 30 minutes in that game? Did have any discomfort or anything like that?
I felt okay. Pain-wise, I felt okay, even though the turf was a little hard. Now I just need to get fit again because I didn't do preseason very much. I just trained 5 days with the group, and I didn't get the same load and the same fitness as everybody. And it's been almost 4 months after my surgery, and I just need to get fit, playing time and training hard to get my body used it again to all the effort I need to do, and the strength, the speed. I'm not there yet in that aspect, but I'm sure I'll get it soon.
We're gonna go with Ori Benatar.
Hey Artur, good to see you. I was just kind of wondering, as this MLS season is about to start here this weekend, you guys kept the championship core from last year, added a lot of depth depth pieces as well, and there's expectations for the team this season. Is that something that you yourself and your teammates have been sort of paying any attention to, or is it that same mentality where, you know, it's a new season, last year happened, but it's not something that's going to affect this upcoming season?
Hi, good talk to you too. I think, I think our team have the right mentality as always, because I think me and mostly everybody here, we don't like this kind of being favorite or having the not having humble mentality. And I think everybody here has that mentality of we gotta work for what we want to achieve, and nobody's gonna give it to us. And we gotta do this year if we much more effort than we did last year, because it's gonna be harder. And I think everybody have that in mind. And if everybody is the same page, we have a bigger chance to do it again.
Patrick Murphy is next.
Hey, Artur, good to talk to you. I'm curious just how different this Champions League game, I know you're only out there for 30 minutes, but just how different it felt than an MLS game. Obviously, the two-leg thing is part of it, but just the competition, the officiating, you mentioned the field, just how different was it, and travel, stuff like that?
Hey, Patty. It is different in a lot of aspects, like you said. Also, the game, the players, they play different. Also, not having the VAR, it's like everything happens quick, and if the referees don't see, it didn't happen. And they play a little harder, and the contacts with everything. And the travel is different, and the weather and everything, and the fields. And but I think it's a good experience. Also, with the two legs games, it's we gotta pay attention, because it's kind of another half. We play one game, it's one half, and the second is another half, and everything can happen. And well, I'm glad we played the first game very well, and we got a good result. But also still another game to go, and it's soccer, and everything can happen. But I think it's a good experience to everybody, because it's different, the style of play, and also the players. They play different, either with the ball or just being more physical and little tricks, these things. But I think we are managing it well.
And how was the scouting coming into the game? I mean, obviously Esteli had played several games, but how much were you guys able to look at what they'd done, on film like you would for an MLS opponent?
I think our coaching staff did a very good job. They showed us, I think, almost everything they could have showed. It was the important players that we need to be aware of. Also the strength foot and everything. Like, we knew who was lefty, who was right-footed, and we knew the kind of game they wanted to play. And I think the coach staff gave very good information to us, and that was a good advantage also. We came prepared, and I'm sure we're going to be prepared for the next game again.
We're going to do one more question. Jacob Myers.
Already in the last game, Aidan, seemed to fit right in, like he did in the MLS Cup final, and more people are starting to watch him. He was just telling us that, you and Darlington have been pretty instrumental to him, but he even remembers you coming in when he was in the academy and maybe practicing together then. What do you remember about Aidan then, and just how much do you think he's grown as a player?
Yeah, I remember that. He was a little smaller and younger, even though he's still very young. And I think he have grown a lot, like have got strength and power, and also understanding the game more. And I see him improving every day, and that's good to be participating of it, trying to help when anything I can help, because I believe he has a very good potential, to be a very good player. And I think he's going the right way, like being humble and trying to learn from everybody. And it's very good to see that. Very good to see the academy players coming up. And I think it's the club is going the right way, because sometimes you don't need to go out looking for players because you have it at home. It's the case now with Aidan. Isaiah Parente is doing a very good job also here coming. And I think I'm happy for it, because I came here in a young age also, like 19, 20 years old. And I was seeing these guys coming at the same age as me and start playing. And it's very good to see them improving and getting the space between the game and the league.
Let's go with Ori first.
Okay. Nice to see you, Caleb, again. One thing I just wanted to ask, quick question. You told us that Darlington had an MRI on Monday. Just wanted to know how he's doing and how the MRI went.
Yeah, he's doing well. MRI went as good as can be expected. So did a little bit of work today. He's doubtful for tomorrow. We'll see on Sunday as well. Just depends on how he progresses. But, I think for sure he'll be back. Like I said on the last call, he'll be back 100% in that second league game after the bye week.
And then another thing I was curious about was obviously this week you guys are going to be able to have more fans than you were able to have throughout most of last year. I think 3,000 tomorrow and then 5,000 for Sunday. So I guess for yourself and your team, how exciting is it to know that you guys are going to start having more fans in the stands for this season?
Yeah, it's great. The supporters are the lifeblood of any club, but for our club, they're certainly the soul and the beating heart. And a big reason why we even have a club is our supporters. So they give our players energy. It was disappointing last year to be so good at home and not have as many fans, there to share those games with us. And then obviously at the final games in the playoffs and in the MLS Cup, it would have been nice to have more fans there with us. So it's always important. And, we were very good at home last year, one of the best teams in the league at home. And we want to start our first home game off the right way. Obviously, we have 2 in a row here, one being the Champions League, looking to advance. And then we have obviously the first league game on Sunday. So both games are going to be very important. And, our supporters, their energy, their passion is really going to help, the players.
Jacob Myers next.
Hey, Caleb, good to see you. When it comes to going with Perry or Aidan at that central midfield spot, do you see one being a cover for Artur and another being a cover for Darlington, or does that not matter as much because you pivot the 6 and the 8 so much?
Yeah, I think you always look at chemistry and pairings and who plays well together, but I don't see one of those guys being a cover that always goes in if one guy's out and the other guy goes in when the other guy's out. Yeah, I don't see it that way at all. I think you want options, and I think every individual player has different strengths and things that they bring, and but you do start to see a chemistry of who plays well with who, and I think it depends on current form as well. Who's confident, who's in a rhythm, and the mentality of and chemistry of winning games is, in my opinion, oftentimes the difference. So you got to ride the wave on certain guys, and when that wave crashes, sometimes you got to go to another guy, but ideally the best players, that wave never crashes. It's always gathering and gaining even more momentum. But I think, again, going back to your question, yeah, I don't see a straight swap. If one guy's out, the next guy's in.
We're gonna go with Patrick Murphy next.
Caleb. Obviously, the big lead is an advantage, but also you don't want guys to take this lightly, right? So you have the game on Sunday. I know you're going to rotate the group, but from what you've seen in training, has there been anything to provide any concern that guys might overlook this game and look forward to Sunday a little bit too much?
No, we never overlook any game. Our process is a winning process. We prepare in training to win games. It doesn't matter what game we play. We approach those games to win. And so the mindset we're going to have is to win the game. We know if we score 1 goal, they need 5. If we score 2, they need 6. And we're going to play to score, and we're going to play to win.
And you mentioned when we talked to you the other day that you would plan for both games this week. I'm just curious how you guys have broken that down, kind of unusual, as you put it the other day with this week, how you've broken down planning for both Esteli and Philly on Sunday.
Yeah, well, we train typically 20 guys every day. So we always have a shape with 2 10s. And so we just put the group together in a way where we're training every day, both groups, pretty close to how we're going to play Thursday and Sunday. There'll be a couple players that swing and play both games. There'll be a few guys that only play 45 minutes in this game tomorrow. So we just put the group together and we trained last 3 days and we prepared, for both games, and there could be some changes for sure. But I think, like any window, you have to be focused on the next game, but ready for what's around the corner, because we're going to show up on Friday morning right after the Thursday game, and we're going to have 2 days to prepare for Philly. So that's not enough time if you're just using those 2 days to prepare. So we really needed the last 3 days. But when you train the way we train, you're always preparing 2 groups to play, always. And that's why our guys are so ready when they have to step in, because we're never preparing 1 group. We're always preparing 2.
Any more questions?